AMA, Academy of Model Aeronautics. It's a museum for model airplanes. Now I'll give this back to you so it doesn't look like I'm driving. Or not driving, because I wasn't driving. Hello and welcome to
Monday.
We're going to this place. Chaz got us a tour. Thomas, you excited about this?
So excited, you don't even know.
That was much more enthusiasm than I expected.
They're all made in a similar fashion, not so different from us. So inside our bodies, we all have a skeleton that holds us up, gives us our shape, and we've got our skin on top of it. If we didn't have a skeleton, we'd be like a gross pile of skin on the floor. And the planes are the same way. They have a frame or a skeleton on the inside, and then they have a covering on the outside. The frame is usually, at least in these aircraft that we're going to see up front, it's made from wood. And I will give you both of these, and you can kind of pass them around together.
This one's incredibly light.
Yeah, they're two different types of wood, And that's how they get the planes to be light enough to fly. They use this special kind of balsa wood. And my favorite story about this, I'm passing these around with a group of kindergartners. And this little girl, she comes and she hands them back to me. And I said, okay, you know, you have these two pieces of wood. And she says, Miss Emily, this is not wood. This is a breadstick. So a lot of people tell me it feels like styrofoam, but it is. It comes from the balsa tree. It grows just like any other tree. It actually grows really fast, really tall. This is one type of competition called control line combat. And so you've got these two pilots here, and they each have their control line plane, so you can see the handle in their hands and the wires that are going out to their aircraft. And they have this long orange tail at the end, the streamer. It's kind of like flag football. So these guys are each trying to use their airplane to cut the tail off of the other plane while they're spinning around in circles, while they're trying not to tangle their planes up together on their lines. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. There's lots of carnage in this one.
Are they trying to cut the tail with just the propeller, or do they have? Are they flying around with a knife on their plane?
Oh no, no, they don't have a knife. We strictly prohibit that with our safety code. Just so you guys know, no firing of any projectiles, no launching of any, anything that could be construed as a missile or anything like that. But no, they can use any part of their aircraft to try to cut the streamer off. So they might use their propeller, they might use their wing. A lot of times it's pretty fun to watch. So, and you get the guys in here who have actually done this before, and they say, oh yeah, when you build a plane for this event, you know that you're not coming home with it. So they're pretty aware of, the danger to their aircraft. Our 1950s hobby shop, it takes place around the same time period as like Mad Men. If you watch that, that's kind of the time period that this one would be from. Creepy Manny is in there behind the desk. He is a mannequin. I've never seen him move, but if you want to, get the photo up with them on Facebook, go for it. A shopkeeper for a shop like this at the time would have been able to not only sell you the stuff you needed for your hobby, but to provide you with some advice, which is what separates it from like Walmart. Maybe the guy in the video game department at Walmart might be able to tell you something about how to beat this boss. Unlikely. But maybe at GameStop it might be another story where you go in and they might actually be able to give you some tips if you need some help or give you a suggestion on what kind of game might be best for you. Hobby shops do still exist today. There are actual brick and mortar shops. There's one in downtown Muncie called Toys Forever. And they usually aren't exclusively dedicated to model airplanes anymore. They usually incorporate like RC cars and trucks, maybe model trains. And of course there's a billion places online that you can get supplies from. This one up here, another replica of the very first remote control airplane. And it was built in 1937. Which a lot of people don't think of remote control as being something that would come out of the 1930s. These are aircraft that are all designed to look and fly exactly like their full-scale counterparts. So some of them go into incredible detail, like this orange one here, you can see into the cockpit. They have done the research to make the cockpit exactly the same as the full-sized one. Some of the other ones are a little bit less detailed on the interior, but they all have incredible attention to detail on the exterior, down to the placement of the rivets that the people have to do by hand. Over here, we've got my friend in this cage. People ask, what did he do? Why is he in jail? He's not. He's very happy because he is doing something he loves, which is judging a model airplane race. This is a type of event called a pylon race, and you can see this big orange and white striped tube that goes up into the ceiling. We're gonna have to imagine that there are some other pylons like this that are set out, and the airplanes, these real sleek looking ones up here, are racing around all the pylons, like the Indy 500 in the air. And the reason he's in this cage is because they're going about 200 miles an hour. And so if one of them were to hit him, he would probably not even be alive anymore. I mean, so it's kind of like a shark cage. It's there to protect him so that if an aircraft has a control issue or something or malfunctions, that it hits the cage before it hits him. They decided that this was actually not safe enough. So in 1998, they actually decided to do away with the cages, and they moved the judges back much further so that they were safer. The really neat thing about remote control helicopters is that you can force them to do maneuvers that would be possible in a full-scale helicopter, but not with a pilot inside because the force would kill them. So they can do some really awesome stuff, like they can hover inverted, you know, a couple inches above the ground, which is really, really hard to do because of the amount of control you have to exert over it. But they can do some really just neat things that you'd love to see a full-size helicopter do, but wouldn't happen. This case here just explores another purpose that model aviation can be used for besides just hobby, and that's film work. So it's a lot cheaper to crash a model airplane into a mountain, into a model mountain, than it is to crash a full-size airplane into a real mountain for making movies. So if you are a Star Wars fan, you know that they use some stop motion. So what we have a post-production model of a speeder wreck. And that's, you know, they would use that to film like the chase scenes. This aircraft, the red one up here, was the first model aircraft to make a transatlantic flight on one tank of fuel. This, you know, this thing crossed the whole Atlantic Ocean. Pretty awesome to think that it could do that. It was, let's see, what does this say? It was a 38-hour flight, almost 39 hours, which is pretty neat for it to be able to stay airborne that long. So that's a really cool model of efficiency. And over here, this whole wall are items that are on long-term loan to us from NASA. So these actually belong to NASA. NASA still today uses models to research concepts before they put the money into full-scale production. It just makes sense when you can, to test using something smaller that's going to consume, you know, smaller amount of materials to make sure the idea is sound. So this one over here in the corner was actually the model that was built to prove that they could piggyback a shuttle on top of a 747 to transport it. Before one of their engineers did this, they really didn't have any idea how they were going to get the shuttle back if it had to land somewhere outside of Florida. So they were like, well, maybe we'll have to like take it apart and like put it on a train or ferry it or put it in trucks. And one of their engineers, he was into model aviation, and he said, no, he said, I think we can put it on the back of a 747 and fly it back here. And they were like, no. Like, that's not gonna happen. No. And he said, I'm pretty sure it will work. And so he proved it by building this model. It's scale exactly, you know, weight and everything. And so he flew it for them, and he said, you know, look, if I can do it at this size, the ratios are all going to be the same, you can, you know, it'll work. And so after he did that, they went along with his idea, and that's how they transport them now. So this is the largest thing in our collection, and it is a target drone from World War II. So they would fly these at a certain distance from the pilots, and they would shoot them down for practice. So we're pretty lucky to have one that's as nice as this one is. And Marilyn Monroe was discovered working in the factory that built these.
Blast off, Captain.
Do you want me to film from up here?
Alright guys, you ready for this?
You handle it?
Ready? You ready? And oh, whoa! Hey.
Oh.
I didn't catch any of that.
And then it tried to pull itself.
Oh, it's gone.
Ta-da!
That was probably some good footy.
Normal cup.
Yeah.
Oh! It did it itself. Oh, normal cup. Oh, come on, normal cup. Everyone,
Oh, wow.
Everyone's else's is working better than mine. Oh my God!
Nice.
Wow. Okay, that was brilliant. Do it again. Yeah, I guess we'll be able to see it better on low.
Right, yeah, it kind of. Oh, hello. I think it works better on high.
This is cool. I think kids would really, really love this. The museum was fun. We came back here and Jeff actually got a model airplane he's been putting together for the last little bit. You're really far into it.
Yeah.
Because it's not...
We really only have the fuselage left to do.
It's this mostly.
And then we have to like cover it in tissue paper.
Give it a skin.
Yeah, give it a skin.
And then you'll be able to fly it.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it comes like this.
So how you
it's-
build this is you get a set of plans and they show you, you get all these wood sticks and there's like schematics for each part. You pin it all down and you glue it together and that's what you get. Is the thing.
It just takes a long, long time.
It's not that hard.
If
This
you're
is
truly
pretty easy.
hardcore, you do it without pens or schematics.
It's actually, well, I mean, with, yeah, sure. If you're hardcore like Alex.
Alex always building those model airplanes.
Alex.
And while Jeff was working on that model airplane, we just finished up recording a tournament. It's the revival zombie. Okay, this is a game that existed in '94. This is Donkey Kong Country Competition Kart. And I explained this on the video, which is probably out by now, so I'll put the link in the description or on screen so you can go watch the actual competition. But after Donkey Kong Country came out, Blockbuster had a championship thing. They made 2,500 carts where you could go to Blockbuster and play in this tournament to try and win free rentals. And when they were done, they took all of those carts, the 2,500 specialty carts, and they sent them back to Nintendo and you could buy them from the magazine. And Chaz got one of them way back when, so we got to actually play on the real cart. And I'll show you, the front label is actually slightly different as well. The front label says competition cartridge, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, the top says don't sell.
Yeah, resale rental of the game pack is prohibited. So these things are actually quite the rarity these days. So having the availability to record on an actual cart and not a ROM is really cool. Thank you for letting us use that, by the way. So
Use your retirement fund.
a little bit. So we got this set up. We ordered a Yeti because we didn't have a USB mic and we needed one for the laptop. And we also got the Elgato the other day on the vlog and we got that hooked up. So I haven't actually looked at anything. I'm assuming everything worked fine. So if something sounds awful, at this point I have no idea. But we got everything hooked up and it went pretty well.
So maybe there is no tournament.
Yeah. That would make this awkward. If so, this clip will be left out. Those look good.
Thank you. Haley's were prettier. Mine sort of fell over.
Oh, you did separate ones?
Well, Haley did one while I did one. We sort of just worked as a team.
Oh, okay. They look good. I almost helped you, but I was too busy playing Aerobiz Supersonic. I apologize.
Haley did a good job.
Oh no!
No! Yellow!
Suicide
No!
pact.
Took me down with you, you
Suicide
son of a...
pact.
That's what happened to me last round, too.
Man, Alex, you actually might win this one.
And then it won't be over.
And then everyone will have won once as we play to two. Oh!
Oh god.
Oh!
Oh, oh.
Oh, he escaped. Yeah, that's wise. That's the best idea.
Oh.
Oh!
I was trying to hit him off at the pass.
Chaz wins. Dear God. Good night, kitty cat. You gonna sleep good, kitty cat? Yeah? We're gonna sleep, good. We're gonna sleep in that chair? Yeah? Because if the door to the attic was open at all, you'd come and sleep on my face? Oh God, it's a string. It was all a trap. Oh, look at you. You really like that. Now I have footage of you pawing and potentially getting my finger and it hurting really badly. I got to make my own words, so I did the Super Nintendo entertainment system.
What's that?
And I drew this, which I thought was all
That's
right.
very detailed.
And I pointed to the system so you would know that it was the system. Really? Oh man. Power button. That got off track really quick. And they're making crazy noises. Alright. Should I use the RPG? That would probably solve this issue, but
Oh
then...
God.
Oh,
bad.
I'm coming. Heal partner! Now run! This way, or into the room where you will have no escape. That's also an idea.